This is the famous Forbidden City, but you are not forbidden to enter. I'm going to show you around, and in case you get hungry, you are not forbidden to eat here in Beijing either. We'll have an Imperial Banquet next on Martin Yan's China. This looks like a river, but it's actually the giant moat of the Imperial Palace of Beijing. That palace is called the Forbidden City because for centuries, ordinary people were not even allowed to approach the walls. But times has changed, and now it is open to the public. Let's go inside and look around. Welcome to the Forbidden City. The Forbidden City is the palace for 24 emperors during the Ming and the Qing dynasty. They all live here. Some of them actually were born here. This place is really more like a city than a palace. There are 800 buildings here and almost 9,000 rooms. Under the emperors, this architecture was totally unique. Nobody was allowed to have a roof in this style or use the emperor's secret color scheme. Look at the structure, look at the color, all yellow. Yellow, the power of the emperor. The Forbidden City is the largest collection of ancient wooden structures in the world. And that explains what all these giant urns are doing here. In the Forbidden City, there are thousands and thousands of these urns, and they can hold tons and tons and gallons of water. This is for fire prevention. There's enough water here to put out the fire for the whole thing. There are thousands of them. It's all made of brass. Amazing. Hey, look at this hole. This is the water spout. When the rain pouring down, it comes out here, just like dragon shooting out water. Whole bunch of this all around here. Hey, this is my favorite part, the Imperial Garden, a peaceful oasis of ponds and pavilions created almost 600 years ago. Hey, an ancient structure like this, you gotta have ancient trees. Look at that. This is where the emperor and his court would come and relax, and also to perform important ceremonies. And this place looks just like the Imperial Garden, but I'm not in the Forbidden City anymore. This is actually the Baijia Dayuan Imperial Banquet Restaurant, where the traditions of the ancient palace come to life. Let's check it out. You know, this is a beautiful Imperial Garden. Look at this, naturally sculptured rock from the Lake Taihu. And look at this lantern, beautiful. Hey, look at this, yellow color only used by the emperor. Only the emperor can use color yellow and the symbol of dragon. Around here, it is easy to lose yourself in daydreams, imagining what life might have been like in Imperial China. Incredibly beautiful garden. I'm dreaming. I might be the emperor. My dream came true. I'm the emperor. It's time to enjoy an imperial banquet. Outside the imperial dining room, servants line up to welcome Emperor Yan and his empress to dinner. And what a dining room it is. A visual feast of gold and yellow, with imperial dragons everywhere you look. I'm one lucky man. I just became an emperor. And beside me, a beautiful, gorgeous empress. It's time to enjoy an imperial banquet. Imperial snacks made with beans, gold corn with salted egg, braised wild mushrooms with dry scallop, emperor's beef tenderloin, wild venison with seasonal green, sweet and sour fish fillet, imperial assorted steamed buns, empress favorite corn flour cone. What a beautiful meal. Meal fit for the emperor. Back to reality. I was glad the emperor was so hungry. All the foods are gone. It's worth to be an emperor just for one delicious meal. I was always dreaming to be an emperor. You know what? I succeeded. And I was an emperor for at least one day. It feels good, very memorable. You have all this beautiful lady and all these wonderful people serving you. 200 people serving the emperor, okay? In northern China, they use a lot of noodle. They use a lot of wheat flour to make all kind of dumplings, noodles, and cakes. And that's the reason why we want to make the green onion and roast garlic pancake for you. It is the Qing Dynasty's last emperor's favorite. It's also my favorite. That's the reason why. A very simple dish. I have roast garlic, and I have some shortening. I use shortening. And then I also use some chopped cilantro, chopped green onion, and then a tiny bit of sesame seed, okay? And I mix them all up like this, and I mess this. Look at this. Mix them all up. Okay, this is good. I have this, set it aside. I have make two little dough like this, and I have this rolling pin. Rolling pin. And then we'll put this over here, and I make this into an elongated piece like this, okay? Very, very simple, just like this. I'm going to show you. Put some flour right over here, and then you roll it, and then you roll it, and then you hold on to this, okay? And you go one, push, one, push, one, push. And then you turn it upside down, okay? Turn it upside down. You push this, and you go one. And then you go one. And you go one. Very thin. Beautiful piece like this, okay? And then all you have to do is spread this up. Spread this around here. Spread. Look at, very, very simple, okay? You spread this. You spread this. You can make big and small, okay? And then this is it. We're going to show you how easy it is to roll it up, okay? You hold on to it with your hand. You go one. And then you go two. You see this? And you go one. And then you use your hand. You push it and you push, okay? And you push and you push. And you continue to push, continue to push, and you 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 continue to push, and then you end up having a little dough like this. And then you put a tiny bit of flour over here, and then you press this. This is going to be a nice and round green onion pancake. This is a huge pancake. Look at that. Very, very big. And if you want to make it nice and fancy, now this is how you do it, okay? Put a tiny, tiny bit of this egg wash, okay? To make it even more interesting. Put a tiny bit of egg wash here, a little bit of egg wash here, okay? And then you put a tiny bit of sesame seed. Look at that. All of a sudden, you change the recipe a little bit. Look at this. And then we are going to cook this, okay? Big and small. Okay, I'm going to cook this. I'm going to cook a couple more all together, okay? I'll make a couple, and then we'll show you. We heat up the frying pan, okay? And put a tiny bit of oil, pan fry it, okay? Pan fry this. And then you put this right here, okay? And you put this right here, and you put this right here, and you put this right here, okay? You press this a little bit, press, and press. Whoa, look at that. Beautifully golden brown and crispy. And I'm going to rest this and let it drain a little bit because I only use a tiny bit of oil. So it's very nice. And I have all of these. Put it right over here. I have some big one and I have some small one, okay? Look at this. Here, I put one right on top of here, okay? And look, is it beautiful on both sides, resting on this mound of pickled daikon and carrot. And this is what You can have sprinkle a tiny bit of chive. Here is the green onion and roast garlic pancake. Next, Old Beijing Alley, the Hutong. I'll cook dry-fried lamb, Mongolian style. Delicious. Down there is the historical Beijing Hutong. We're going to go down there and walk around. The area around the Imperial Palace is famous for its ancient alleyways called Hutongs. They're so narrow. The best way to get around is by pedicab. The streets may be small, but the street food, is fantastic. Delicious. Chinese pizza, hey, wee! And so are the area's family-run restaurants, if you know where to look. What an adventure in the old town of Beijing, the Hutong area. Fascinating. Every turn is a surprise. Looks like a dead end, eh? Turned around the street. Amazing. I'm glad that they kept this old part of Beijing intact. It's a living community. Barber shops, a little grocery store. And buried somewhere, there's a famous restaurant, the Li family cuisine restaurant. This place is easy to love, but hard to find. There is no name, no sign, just an address. And you have to book your table months in advance. Here I am visiting a very special gentleman, Mr. Li Sanli, a 90-year-old man with great love and passion with food. He's the 5th generation of the Qing Dynasty Imperial Kitchen director. Mr. Li's great-grandfather had one of the most important jobs in the Imperial Kitchen.
And he was in charge of the security for the Manchurian royal family.
Yes.
Just for their security, their food must be guaranteed no poison.
Yes.
Because my grandfather, I've been the chief guard, he must guarantee the food no poison. So all the party kitchens are under his control.
Yes. So make sure the food is well prepared. Use the freshest and the perfect ingredient.
Yes, yes.
And there's no food, no bad ingredient, no poison ingredient.
Yes.
And that means it's very, very important for your grandfather to check every single ingredient, every single dish.
Yes.
And that's why you create that Li family cuisine. And it's well known right now.
Yes.
I'm hoping that today I can enjoy some of your signature dishes. Mr. Li and his family preserved the ancient recipes and traditions of the emperors, reinventing them in their own fresh and modern way. Mr. Li believed in natural goodness, organic and unadulterated cuisine. That means fresh ingredient, seasoned ingredient, cook and prepare the best possible way. People around the world, dignitaries, celebrities, head of states, all the famous people, they all come over here and eat and enjoy Mr. Li's family cuisine. The Li's recipe date back to the Qing Dynasty and combine imperial court and the Beijing traditional cuisines. It is all done with a sense of delicacy and perfect balance. Crispy fried fresh scallop. I'm gonna try one too. Along with this beautiful crispy fried vegetable from here. Give color and texture, contrast. Juicy, moist, absolutely delicious. Simple food, well prepared. Let's try the famous Beijing sweet and sour spare rib. Unreal. Melt in your mouth. The sweetness and the tanginess. Look at this. You hold on to this, you push this down, and the whole thing comes out. Melt in your mouth. 圣城的款待. I just thank Mr. Li. Next time, when you come here to make a reservation, don't forget to mention my name. Now we're coming to the commercial center of the Hutong area. Wow, look at this, a lot of activity. Up and down these ancient alleyways, there are all kinds of great places to eat. And I know one place that has been here for almost 160 years. with me is Mr. Bai, chef proprietor of Barbecue G. In this historical Hutong area, you can find the traditional Beijing snacks, Lee's family cuisine, Western food, bars, and of course, the famous Barbecue G. The specialty here is lamb. And the fun part is, hey, you cook it yourself. Put the vegetable right over here. And then we'll put the marinade lamb, put it right on top. And then you use this long cooking sticks. Amazing. Turn them around. Even stir fry, Underneath here is a hot burner, a hot grill, wood burner. Because it's thinly sliced, it doesn't take too long to cook. And then cilantro, chopped cilantro, lots of them. You know, they sell so much lamb here, they actually raise their own animals. So delicious. Now, this is good. Sesame seed bun. We'll make a Chinese lamb burger. We'll put this right here. Right here. Look at that. It is so good. If you can't take the heat, you can get out of the kitchen and relax in the dining room. Delicious. While you let somebody else do the work. And this is another way of doing it. The chef prepared this for you. Ingredient, the same. Cilantro, leek, lamb, sliced by hand. Even down here, you can do the same thing. Tiny bit of extra chili oil. Tastes just as good as cooking by yourself because it's prepared by the master chef. 白先生，谢谢。Toast to Mr. Bai. May this restaurant last for another 160 years. Khao Yu Ji Barbecue Restaurant is a Muslim restaurant, and they serve mainly lamb. So today, I'm going to show you how to do dry fried lamb, Mongolian style. And I use a tiny bit of this green onion, okay? Tiny bit of this green onion, and I butterfry this, okay? And I put this right over here. And then I also use a tiny bit of this. I also butterfry this. I put this also right over here. So this is going to be good. And then I also use a tiny bit of leek, okay? Tiny bit of leek, a tiny bit of leek, and I put this, and I cut this, and of course, I butterfry this again, okay? I butterfry this, and this way you can have all kind of, look at this. Look at this, amazing. This is all wonderful leek, and I have a lot of leek over here. And this way, we can also cut up some purple onion. And I set aside purple onion and also a tiny, tiny bit of chili. This is the chili, okay? And I remove the seed and I also cut it up and put it all together, okay? Very nice. And I put this over here. So we are ready to cook. And in fact, talking about lamb, this is the lamb tenderloin, okay? Look how beautiful. And then I cut this up and I cut it like this, okay? And then I butterfry this like this, butterfry. And I open this up and I butterfry, okay? Because I want to julienne this, and I open this up and I butterfry, okay? That's why you need a sharp knife. I always said you have to have a sharp knife. I butterfry, okay? Look at this. I can pack them all together like this. And then I put them all together, okay? And I cut this up, and I cut this up, and I stack them all up. And then I slice it all together. All together. This is how fast you can do it, okay? Very nice. And I make sure you cut them all, and you transfer from here to here, okay? Then you marinate this, always marinate. And then I put this in here and some extra one here, and I marinate this with a tiny bit of soy. Light soy and dark soy. Light soy and dark soy, okay? This is a dark soy, everybody can tell. And a tiny, tiny bit of cornstarch to help to seal the juice. I'm going to show you a technique. It's called the oil blanching technique. Make sure the oil is hot enough. Oh, very nice. And oil blanching. Why oil blanching? Because you cook every single piece of meat at the same temperature for the same amount of time. That means it's uniform cooking. That's what oil blanching is all about, okay? Lamb is very, very popular in many parts of northern China, from Manchuria, northern China, Mongolia, all over. Very, very good. Now, this is basically done less than 60 seconds, okay? You look at all of these. This is what the oil blanching technique is all about. It's not 100% cooked, basically. You just velvet it. Nice and beautiful. Look at that. I put this right over here. And this is so beautiful. Here, I have this wok already hot. And I put a tiny bit of oil. And then a lot of garlic. Put a tiny bit of oil and a lot of garlic, okay? In the 烤肉季, 那个 barbecue Muslim barbecue restaurant, I actually get to cook it for myself, okay? And dry chili, a lot of dry chili, okay? And then a tiny bit of leek, green onion, chili, okay? And all of this wonderful ingredient right here, okay? Look at this. This is so beautiful. Nice and colorful, very colorful. Nice and hot. And then put a tiny bit, now we're seasoning, okay? We put a tiny bit of seasoning. Put a tiny bit of vinegar, okay? Put a tiny bit of hoisin sauce. This is where they serve the Peking duck, or you can, in northern China, they use another fermented bean sauce. A tiny bit of extra soy, a tiny bit of extra dark, and that's all you have to do. Very, very dry, no liquid, very little liquid. And then you put the oil blanched lamb, put it right here. You know what? This is so beautiful. Look at this. This is the technique that everybody can. Look at this. This is so beautiful. Very easy to do. This is what you call dry fry. Means there's very little liquid. This is what you call dry fry. No sauce. It is fried and it's done. It's very easy. And then I put this right in here. Look at this. I slide the whole thing right on top of my carrot rice. Very healthy. And you know what? This is so beautiful. This is it. And then I put some nice ice water leak right on top. And this is so easy to do. And look at that. This is so beautiful. What you have is dry fry lamb, Mongolian style. If Yan can cook in the imperial city of Beijing, so can you. 再见。